Standard operating procedures. The best thing or the most boring thing? I say both. What's up, guys? My name is Gustavo David Ortiz, entrepreneur, consultant, investor, and real estate professional. In today's video, we're going to be talking about standard operating procedures. Just like it sounds, standard operating procedures, probably one of the most boring topics you could possibly listen to. However, they will make a world of difference. This is going to help you with things like sales and customer service, production and operations, employee training, kind of legal stuff, as well as financial, all kinds of other things. Why would anyone want to have the headache of putting something like this together? Well, save time and money, provide consistency in support and service, improve overall communication. It makes it easy to hold everyone accountable, and in general, you end up with a safer, more comfortable work environment. The last element really is scalability. And why that's important? Well, if you want to add some more people to your team for whatever reason, you have an easy operating procedure that you can have them follow, and without doubt, you will eventually have a very smooth, streamlined system for the new person who just joined. First things first is develop a list of all of the processes that you currently already have in place. This would be the things that you do on a day-to-day basis, and it can be anything from administrative to sales or finance or whatever the case may be. It's probably a good idea to categorize each item and then identify a process. Next, you're going to want to essentially put together a plan of action. In other words, what is the procedure or process going to look like? So now that you've identified where those processes could exist, because you identified essentially what the business looks like, you want to go ahead and put together a plan for each process. What would you ideally like that process to look like? You can either do this in the form of a workflow, a checklist, a step-by-step guide, whatever the case may be. You just want to make sure that you have some way of documenting exactly what that process is going to look like, so it's easy for everyone on a team to understand exactly what you're thinking or what the process is going to look like moving forward. Once you've kind of decided on some basic tenets of what these different procedures are going to look like, make sure that you involve your team in this process, your managers, your staff, yourself, because they are going to have really great ideas to implement to make sure that the processes make sense and that implementation is actually possible. Quite honestly, the hardest part of the entire process is actually maintaining those procedures. So once you've taken the time to identify which procedures that you want to do, you've actually written them down, planned them out in some kind of checklist or step-by-step guide or diagram of some kind, and then you've reviewed them with your team. Now it's time to actually maintain those processes on a regular basis. So this is where the accountability comes in. It might be a good idea, especially at the very beginning, to have maybe a weekly or bi-weekly meeting to just kind of see how the procedures and processes are going, to ensure that everyone's still on board and there aren't any issues or challenges that the new procedures have introduced. So the biggest thing that it's important for you to understand is that creating the standard operating procedures, that is going to be time consuming. It will take some time, it will take some effort, and it's kind of frustrating even putting it together in the first place. However, the time savings that you're going to get once you actually have them implemented is going to be substantial. In addition, whenever you bring on any new team members, you can have them review the standard operating procedures and just follow them, as opposed to having to train them every single time by one-on-one with another staff person. So the operating procedures are really going to give all of your new team members a heads up and make it super easy. Just make sure that when you write the actual procedures down, you make them easy to understand. Visual cues are always very helpful. That's why diagrams tend to be very, very favorable. But a step-by-step guide can also work, as well as checklists. We use a combination of all three of those depending on what we're talking about. So, just make sure that you make it very, very easy to understand. If you make it complicated and complex, and too hard to understand, it's going to be very difficult for anyone to implement them because they can't understand them in the first place. I think that makes sense. Well, now that you've put together this wonderful operating procedure in place for the entire team and you've started implementing, which will be great, hopefully you can keep that up for a long time, what you'll start seeing is your customers or clients or whatever it is that you call the people that you ultimately work with, in conjunction with, partner with, whatever, you're going to start seeing consistency in terms of the service that you end up offering to those folks. Okay, these guys are going to start seeing some real clean and clear consistency across the board, and they'll know what to expect every time they work with you. And every time a new person comes in, they're going to be getting the exact same level of service and support that anyone that you've been working with in the past has gotten. So it's really, really great for building your business. It helps for efficiency. It identifies opportunities for consistency, improves communication. There's really no reason why you shouldn't have this in place. It is something that is not terribly exciting to do, but the benefits of having something like this, having a standard operating procedure in place in your business, is overwhelmingly beneficial. So that's my time. My name is Gustavo David Ortiz. Again, entrepreneur, consultant. I am also an investor and real estate professional. If you have any questions, please make sure to put them in the comments below. Please share, please like, please subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.